again and again. Double Force, they want to shut down this Pokemon in the early. Okay, they don't want to let Pokemon has a lot of space and time as well to get his item. Oh, look at that kill, PG. Oh, he doesn't want to stop, even though he have.
Everybody get your fucking hands up.
Haven't really done a lot of stuff. The only reason why Evos Singapore ever did it was because Potato got target banned. So without that, I guess, context, that circumstance to push them towards an off-meta situation, usually the teams from Singapore are very happy to play within the meta and you know try and execute as best as possible.
Okay, now we can see Execration already banning that Estes and Aldous, perhaps trying to open up Matilda because they banned Matilda in the first game. Meanwhile, Evos Singapore still banning that Ling as a first ban and Blue. So still the similar drafts, or basically same banning phase ban heroes from the first game.
Yep, still with the Astas, Matilda is gonna be the next target to be banned by Execration, I should say. Or maybe they just want to pick Matilda in the first pick here.
Yeah, that's why.
They have a chance for it, but if it's Singapore, they have to be careful. It's gonna be maybe the do or die, like Albert said earlier. For Evos Singapore, they have to find a way how to stop all of the members coming from Execration to get their second or maybe the last point.
The Execration could ban out Jawhead here just to force Evos Singapore to pick either ban Yves or that Matilda. But will we see? Oh, Execration actually bans out that Matilda, trying to open up Yves or Jawhead, guys.
Yeah, same approach coming from Execration like in the first game.
Yeah.
So they don't want to take a race. They know they can just, you know, finish Evos Singapore with 2-0 point here. They don't want to maybe make some
risk.
A risk as well, a huge play as well coming from Execration here. Evos Singapore, will you ban this Selena same like in the first game, or you just want to give this Selena for Execration and take? Oh, it's gonna be Eve.
So Selena will be opened out in game number 2. Not unlike in game number 1. We will see though. Will Selena get picked by either teams? But yeah, Execration right now. Will they take Jawhead here, Rashi, or will they take that Selena?
Picking Jawhead and Selena, both very aggressive picks here, and they both work with the set of Execration. I think they might just pick up the Jawhead though, because again, one of the biggest stars on their team is Chaknu. With that aggressive, exactly, Chak Mamba, Chak Attack. With that aggressive playstyle, if they can do that aggressive playstyle with a Jawhead, that might come in like really useful for the side of Execration.
Yeah, there you go. And it is a couple of laps. They are still in the hot seat right now, Monica. But yeah, Execration pick Jawhead. There you go.
Okay.
Yes, 100% a comfortable hero for our Chak Mamba here. Execration, they don't want to take a risk. They just want, even though GBL, I could say he's pretty good as well with the Jawhead, but the problem is if I can get my signature hero, why not?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You guys can take the Selena, okay?
Yeah, Benedetta and Selena. Will you take Benedetta and Selena as Evos Singapore?
They might also try and secure like a Ranger maybe, because again they want to play a good marksman into the whole situation. But again, Execution hasn't been big on banning out the marksmans for Potato, so they might not even do that.
But it's gonna be Benedetta and also Granger, so no one care about the Selena.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
Yeah, I think the first was just testing waters, but
as you mentioned that
too soon, Momon-chan. But yeah, Harith and Selena has been picked from the side of Execration. The first phase for Execration has been completed right now.
I really like both of the teams pick for now, because Potato has his nature hero with this Ranger. And Benedetta, they don't want to let Execration has this Benedetta again and again, like in the first game. So they just straight away want to take it. But I just feel that Evos Singapore, they can try to pick this Lunox again.
Lunox again, Chang'e is as well as open. Or even if they want to go ballsy move, they want to pick up Farsa.
Farsa is a good.
Farsa isn't a bad pick here actually.
Oh, it's gonna be
Popol
Popol Koopa.
Is banning.
All right.
So Popol Koopa for GBL.
A bit of early pressure. So it's interesting to see what exactly will be picked from execution for their jungler. Because again, both teams so far looking like they're going to be picking very aggressively, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to go down to who can be more effective setting up these plays. Is it going to be GPL on the Popol and Koopa, or is it going to be Chakno on the Jawhead?
It's really a good smart pick coming from Evos Singapore, because if they let Execration to have this Popol Koopa, 6 traps inside the Mobile Legend, inside the Land of Down, it's gonna be a nightmare for Evos Singapore.
Yeah, that's true. And I think that's some sort of a counter here. But yeah, Evos Singapore again banning that Claude.
And Execution on the other hand banning out the Lunos, taking it out of the options for Evos Singapore.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
they might still pick that Parsa now that Lunos is no longer on the table.
Yeah, I mean, taking out or banning out the most damage dealt hero from game number 1 makes sense. And right now, Evos Singapore with their last ban, will they ban out jungler as well, or even a side laner here?
Or maybe Evos Singapore, if they want to play this Benedetta as a support in the mid lane, is a good option as well.
Oh, that's interesting.
They could pick a strong side lane here, such as maybe Uranus or Barat. That's gonna be Pakito ban coming from Evos Singapore.
Yeah.
I expect Ben coming out towards Renzio because again, that previous game he had plenty of impact from his own lane, but here the Lapu Lapu again is open, so he might, since he was so successful in the previous game, he might just go for it again.
It's
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Yep, that's true. It's interesting because obviously Execration, they really want to protect their backline here. Okay, they don't want to their opponent has this Parsia or even the Oldus, right? So maybe Execration, they are so much relying on E2 Max
True. And
with his Selena for our second game.
have to agree. But Evos Singapore right now is in the hot seat to become the first pick, to pick a hero in the second phase. And there you go, Rafaela. So Popol and Koopa and Rafaela will become the mid laner here, guys.
They want to play aggressive. Okay, they got their
Lancelot,
momentum in
yeah,
the
of
early.
course.
Oh, but it's gonna
Kill VJ, the king, guys, plays his Lancelot right now, and oh my god.
We've seen his Lancelot and he has been very consistent and he has made plenty of big plays using the Lancelot. So looking forward to what he can do against this composition. But the final pick from Evos, they might want to again invest in some crowd control.
Magical,
honestly, right?
or magical damage hero. I think.
Chang'e?
Could be both.
Chang'e. True, Chang'e.
Could be both, yeah.
Could be magical damage with some crowd control because again the lack of crowd control has been a problem for Evos Singapore. And with so many mobile people like the Lancelot, like the Selena, like the Harith, having some crowd control would be very convenient.
That's true, but it's gonna be
There you
Alice.
go.
All right.
An
There you go.
insurance for the late game. Evos Singapore,
For the
they
late.
pick Alice. A good pick, I could say. At least they can try to maybe having a 1v1 situation with this Uranus as a threat as well coming from Execration. So, guys, prediction. Execration, they have this Jawhead, Selena, Harith, Lancelot, and also Uranus. Meanwhile, Evos Singapore, they look pretty strong as well with the Alice, Popol and Koopa, Granger, Benedetta, and also Rafaela. So, what do you think, Arashi? Which one?
I think I have to side with Execration on this one. I think again because you saw Chakru do so well with a Grok. Imagine him doing it with a Jawhead.
Yep,
So,
that's
I think
right.
he's gonna go huge this game.
Okay, what about you, Albert?
If this game is heading towards the late game, I'm leaning towards Evos Singapore right now. So yeah,
Let's
if they
see.
could drag it out to the late game.
But I have to go for Execration. I could say, Albert, I'm so sorry. But
worries,
let's
no
jump into the lane of down, our second game for our fourth match for today. Execration versus Evos Singapore. Will Evos maybe can steal 1 point from Execration, or Execration gonna finish this game with 2-0?
That is the question, guys. But yeah, that's our take. What about yours? What's your take on the composition? What's your take on the execution? Will Evos SG take game number 2, or will, of course, Execration sweeps Evos Singapore, guys?
It's interesting because UPL, he will play this Rafaela, and Girl will take this Popol and Koopa. Meanwhile, we've seen an aggressive movement coming from Evos and also Execration in our first 1 minute.
That is true, guys. But yeah, we can see both junglers already having
Oh, the
their first
abyssal
one.
arrow hit into the girl, but girl still managed to run away with the super coming from Koopa as well.
But again, with girl taken quite low here, they might just make a pressure play onto the orange buff of Evos Singapore.
Yep. True. The Chakno, look at that. He's gonna steal that jungle, okay? Execration, 100%. They don't want to let Evos Singapore to have a lot of gold in the early phase here.
Yeah, that's what they need to do. Looking at the composition, I mean, Execration, Jawhead, Selena, and Lancelot is very, very strong in the early stages, and they need to maximize that hero, that fact.
Yep, but look at it. Sol in the top lane. Yep,
Oh
Kill
my
VJ. He just wanted to give a poke damage toward this Sol. He just need to make sure that Sol need to go back a little bit, maybe bank some time as well for him to not get his level into level 4.
Well, the timing is convenient now because the turtle has spawned
That's true.
and Soul on that lane has been chunked down quite low, so they might force the issue here.
Yep, but look at that. Oh, at the bottom lane, really a good abyssal arrow coming again from E2 Max. I never seen that. Actually, it's maybe it's missed coming from that's E2 Max with this Selena.
I think it didn't miss, guys. It didn't miss.
Didn't
That's
miss
why
at all.
Alice was
Not
stunned.
yet, not yet.
Yeah, so right now Alice is still behind, getting picked off once. But yeah, you can see Kill VJ or Execration in general is controlling the early game as we predicted.
And
Yep.
look at where Chakno is. He's just deep in the jungle, gaining info, denying the whole upper side of the jungle from Evos Singapore. So very aggressive positioning for him.
Yeah, he need the stack as well for this Uranus to to make his regeneration maybe
Yeah.
stronger and stronger going into the late game. So realize this Renzio, he just need to do what he has to do. He cut all of the minion here. He got the stack as well, and Chakno, he's still
He's still
staying
there.
there. He's still there.
He's giving out information, meaning like from the top side, there's no enemies, guys. So Evos SG is either on the bottom side or near the river. So that's just information, and that is a smart play coming from Chakno.
Yeah, and he even stole that orange buff from Evos Singapore. But meanwhile, at the bottom lane, Terra not really in a good situation with the Rhapsody and also that Sonata still able to run away. But Sol not really in a good situation as well because remember the coming from Execration just stopped him
God.
at the top lane. Meanwhile, look at that, Kalra, this guy.
Survives,
Survives.
escapes. And meanwhile, Soul has to get taken down top side. Kaelra managed to survive, but at the cost of a turret. So I think it's quite even somehow.
Potato?
Yeah, almost. Well, almost a turret, but yeah, I think it's basically will go down in the next wave if not cleared.
The
guys.
Chakno, here we go. Our Chak Mamba comes. But, yep. Oh, Unstoppable Force towards that Pokemon, but he still run away. Oh, look at that. Actually, good flicker coming from Chakno here. And even a good follow-up as well from Kelra with the Summon Force. Even though they have to let that turret at the bottom lane gone, but the problem is they still get one member from Evos Singapore, and it's Pokemon Alice. Who's gonna be maybe a threat as well for Execration into the late game, but they stop it in the early phase.
Exactly, and right now Turtle has spawned and Execration trying to set up probably towards that Turtle right now. 4 members already in the area.
Yeah, like you said, Arshi, Execration wants to get the objective as soon as possible. They will always try to do something before they get this turtle without any distraction or maybe any contest coming from Evos Singapore.
And right now, Execration just makes moves so fast that there's no time for Evos to recover. Once they just lose a man, like earlier when Pokemon gets focused down, they just immediately push the pace and actually go for an objective before Evos is able to wait for the respawns and get in position.
Yep, look at that. The bottom
once
lane
again.
ejector again and again. Chaknu, our Chak Mamba, really come with a good opening, but sadly, the follow-up is not enough from Execration. Meanwhile, going into the top lane here, Kill VG with the Phantom Execution and Info Rossi, he just want this
My
potato
God.
to die in the first place. But look at that! Look at the dude! They're coming with the puncture coming from Kill VG! He made it! He survived, guys!
My God, what a fast hand Kill VJ is. That puncture basically makes him escape, guys. And
Amazing.
yeah,
Oh,
amazing.
again and again, Unstoppable Force, they want to shut down this Pokemon in the early. Okay, they don't want to let Pokemon has a lot of space and time as well
Yeah,
to get his item.
wow.
Oh, look at that Kill VG. Oh, he doesn't want to stop. even though he have to maybe being punished by this Koopa.
Yeah, well, that is not a good calculation from KillVJ. But then again, items is up. Arashi, tell me what's up.
Again, Uranus already with the brute force breastplate itemized first just because he's going against the Vendetta, making sure he has some lane dominance. But the rest of them just building straight damage.
Yep, Potato comes as well, but Rangio, he just want to take down that turret at the bottom lane. But ooh, it's really a good backup they're coming from Potato as well with the Rob Shoddy. Even though they need 2 members to shut down Rangio at the bottom lane, I could say maybe it's a huge impact
advantage,
as well.
A huge advantage from the side of Evos SG, and right now we can see 3 members already filling this bottom lane turret, but KillVJ tries to go in, doesn't have a good
but the Abyssal Arrow hits, look at that, E2 Max again and again with a good backup for KillVJ.
Huge backup by KillVJ and his team, but yeah, then again, Evos trying to disengage, and we can see Doghead already started turtle here, guys.
Knowing that GPL was low and he has to recall, they instantly go again, press the issue, knowing that they have to force Evos Singapore into bad fights if they want to contest this turtle.
Yep, but Girl is already realized actually they can contest it, but nope, Execration still able to manage to get the turtle. Chaknu, really low, but he still managed to run away. Zaman first coming as well from the Kelra, trying to, even though back up this Chaknu is still able to run away and even survive. Soul is gonna be the next target, but Soul needs to run away because he didn't have a lot of resource skill as well right now. He used the eye for an eye, and even though, look at that, Chaknu, what
Debated.
are you doing?
God, that's a miscalculation from Soul. 0-0 on this Benedetta, and right now Execration, they gain more space. They get the blue buff, or purple buff rather, from the side of Evos SG, and right now Evos SG, this is not looking good for them, guys.
That's true, but Pokemon trying to survive with the Blood Out, trying to run away as well with the Flying Blood, but it's really a good backup coming from E2 Max with the Abyssal Arrow and also Abyssal Trap. This Selena, even though going into the mid game, he's still, kind of annoying.
3-1-4, this E2 Max on this Selena. 7 total kill participation on 10 total kill points from the side of Execration. But we can see Soul trying to open things. Chaknu is not the target, but of course, they are trying to find a pick-off. But Hilrare already with that taunt, with that recall here. And we can see, oh my god, 3 members of Evos here.
And here, members of Evos Singapore are actually kind of pressured to make a play because Ranger is on the
but
bottom
oh my
side.
god, look at this. Chaknu and Execration are trying to defend their top lane, guys, which they succeed. And basically, Lord will be up in 20 seconds, guys.
Yes, Arashi?
Yep.
Look at that. Pokemon? I don't think that he can try to run away from this 2 member coming from Execration, but Renzio still managed to survive as well. Even though he has to become the sandbag for the second tier turret in the bottom lane, I think, Execration still managed to maybe keep up all of the domination that coming from Execration. Look at the Kara again and again with the Summon Force. This Harry, he doesn't want to stop. He just want to kill everyone. 2 members down from Evo Singapore now. It's gonna be a nightmare. Evo Singapore, they are being forced away to just, go back to the base and defend your turrets because we will go for our first objective, Lord, without any contest.
What I find very interesting is that Execration's positioning has always been 3 people on top, 2 people below, or vice versa. So they've never really grouped up as 5 for the most part. And I don't know if that's intentional to avoid the 5-man team fight composition that Evos desperately wants to have, or whether it's just coincidence on them being aggressive in both sides of the map, and that's just how they ended up being,
Maybe for Singapore they just want to, overcommit it, I could say.
Yeah, they do not want to overcommit, I think. But oh my god,
again and
getting
again,
caught.
E2 Max. Look at that, the Abyssal Arrow. Oh, he still can run away with the final blow coming from Soul, almost. Meanwhile, Renzio, that's really a good. That's another that coming from Potato. At least it's gonna be maybe a buying time as well for Evo Singapore. Execration, they cannot. They cannot take this Lord with only 4 members.
Yeah, they cannot initiate Lord indeed, being a 1-man down. But yeah, we can see Evos trying to push their lanes, trying to clean their lanes basically, because the pressure is still on them right now. But yeah, what's the winning condition for Evos SG right here, right now, Rashi?
I think they need to play it a bit slow and actually scale into the late game because they do have really good lead game options. Again, they did draft more towards like a late game situation. They do have a marksman as opposed to the assassin on the side of Execration. So they might stand to gain something by playing a bit safer.
Yeah, and I could say maybe GPL, he has to pay attention for his positioning as well. Because maybe he's one of the key players for Evo Singapore to survive in the for the team fight into the late game.
Against a team so aggressive at Execration, if you don't manage your positioning, they're gonna notice that opportunity and just dive at you, and before you know it, you're gone.
Yeah, the thing is, Evos, with their composition, right, with Alice, the more they could buy time, the more it favors them. With this Alice, trying to find stacks. So I think that is what they are trying to do right now. That is also one of the winning conditions, because this Alice could become a huge problem for the side of Execration.
Yeah, that's true. Abyssal Arrow, Evo Singapore, they have to pay attention with that small fish that coming from E2 Max, you know? It could be a game changer as well for Execration.
And Slaughter is on the table now, so a lot more urgency on the side of Execration. They do try and start it, and if Evos Singapore doesn't realize, they might just sneak it out.
Oh, and two members from Execration are still staying at the bottom lane. Chaknu realized that Evo Singapore trying to contest it, but it's kind of pretty late for Evo Singapore. They have to go back right now. They have to defend their base, because Execration, now they are ready for the push with the Lord.
That is true, and right now from the members from Evos SG, they need to back out, they need to defend it, because Lord will march in right now, second number 40 number, right now, but yeah, both teams trying to reset here, guys.
Yep, Lord is already marching into the top lane. Evo Singapore, they have to gather up, I could say, because look at that. It's gonna be maybe the other thing that Evos can do. Renzio still managed to survive, but Chakno is gonna be the next the other target here. His immortality is down, but Chakno is gonna be, he cannot survive with 4 members that coming from Evo Singapore. Okay, there's a lot of things as well like coming from Evo Singapore. Even though Execration, they are still able to survive with only 4 members, and even though Lord trying to pick up or maybe do something at the top lane, Potato.
4 versus 4 right now, but we can see Lord already charging towards the top inhibitor, but Kilra gets
Zaman Force
chunked, but of course there is no really committed fight here from the side of Evos. They want to defend their inhibitors, but wow, we can see the pressure from Execration. Even Execration playing a discipline here, guys. They just want to clear the jungles.
And I think it's a very smart move from them to actually not group with the Lord, and they actually planted all 3 lanes together.
Yeah,
and effectively, as I was saying, they split up Evo Singapore so effectively. They just can't ever get a proper 5-man team fight.
After they lose Chaknu, I don't think Execration, they can pick a team fight here with Evo Singapore. They just straight away split it up, and they even got 2 inhibitor turret of Evo Singapore. Now, Evo Singapore, they are being driven away by Execration. They have to find a way how to stop, or maybe trying to pick 1 by 1 member coming from Execration. But look at that, Rengio trying to survive at the bottom lane here.
Yeah, that's true. And I just looked at Pupa's items, guys. It is a support, but it is a damage support. So there's DHS, there's Deadly Blade in their items, and as well as Thunderbird.
But look at Kelra by himself in the middle lane, trying to pop up the Zaman 4, trying to pick someone. Pokemon's gonna be the first target by Execration. Renzio still staying in the front lane. Look at that, it's really a good backup coming from Chakno as well with the ejector. And at least Evo Singapore, now they lose 2 members. Execration, they are trying so hard to push with the super minion coming from the top lane and also the bottom lane.
Things are not looking good for the side of Evos. 3 versus 5 right now, and they're looking for the inhibitor.
Chakno, Force, played too far, but at least he got 1. Renzio trying to maybe back him up. But look at that, again and again, Kera, no one can stop this guy. It's gonna be double kill for Kera. And look at that, it's gonna be wipe out for Evo Singapore. Execration, they take game number 2.
2-0. The pattern in game number 1 is still on, guys. Match number 1, 2-0. Match number 2, 2-0. 3, and right now 4. Match number 4, 2-0 as well. And it's still a pattern, guys.
Wow.
Come on.